Hi! So this video is finally coming out. Catan in Minecraft. It's finally here after like a month of work and redstoning and building. And actually, let's just go to our wall of helpers because those people need credit and stuff because they helped. Here's my wall of helpers. We have Void Developer, who helped make the hexes look prettier. We have Zaki Moshi, who helped make this giant hexagon with some world edit help. We have Red Thunder and Sacred Redstone that helped with some of the redstone in over there. And then we have our man, who helped take that screenshot that I've been sending everywhere of this thing. So yeah, let's just go through the features here. And actually, let's go through the features that it doesn't have first. This thing does not have harbors like in the original Catan game, so you can't trade with anything outside over here, so you can't build to the edge. And also this version, you can't randomize the hexes into whatever place you want. But yeah, let's just see some stuff. So let's look at the dice because it's in the center. So we roll the dice, we push this button, and it will change the number. So it went from 3 and now it's going to change and it will turn into 6. And that corresponding lamp under that number will light up. So this lamp is turned on under the 6. We also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We skip the 7 because the 7 is a bad number in this game. It activates the robber piece, and the robber piece is just this thing. It's not just any robber, it's a dank robber. And you just put that robber piece on the colored concrete on each of the hex. So that probably made absolutely no sense to any of you who don't know how Catan works, but to people who play Catan and understood that, okay, good for you. But yeah, you can get a 7 on this dice. Let's see if we can get it right now. Let's see, let's push the button. And let's see what we got this time. We got a 6, 7, 8. We got an 8, and the lamp under 8 lights up. Let's roll one more time, and if we don't get a 7, I'll just force... Oh! Was that a 7? No, that wasn't a 7. Okay. We got a 5, so there we go. 5. Guess we didn't get a 7, but let's just look at the redstone anyway. So here is the redstone for the dice. And if we just go over here, this is the redstone from where the button is. And that will go into 2 randomizers, which are basically just sorting systems. So this dropper has 6 items, 1 corresponding to each number. And it will go into one of these hoppers, which will activate one of these sticky pistons with a cauldron, and that will go through and activate one of the torch towers. So this is number 3. So everything that is number 3 has activated, and the way we control what dots it controls, if we put a piece of redstone, then it will light up that dot, and if we put a repeater like this, then it will not activate that dot. It's really simple. This type of decoder has been used in a lot of things, and we just used it on the other side with some world edit. That's why the redstone looks a little weird. And then over here we have this little comparator contraption that turns this signal strength over here, because this all goes into the same line, into a different signal strength. So what I mean by that is if we just press F3 here, and if we go to look to the right of our F3 screen that says targeted block, it will say Minecraft redstone wire and all the directions, but it also says the signal strength, so it says power 11. So this is a signal strength of 11. So we want to subtract 9 from that so we can get a signal strength of 2 instead of 11. And that will go into this signal strength adder. And then we just do the same thing over here. And yeah, so now this signal strength adder will take both of these signal strengths and put them together and add them up. And this was made by Red Thunder. And if we go over here and press F3, it will now give a signal strength of 5. And that signal strength of 5 will go into this decoder, redstone decoder, red decoder, whatever it's called. And it will go into this torch, so all these torches are off except for the 5th one. And all these torches just go to the corresponding lamp. So if we just follow the signal over here, it will go into that lamp, which is under the number 5. But if we roll a 7, and we didn't roll a 7, so let's just forcefully activate it, this torch will light up. Redstone block will go here, and it's lagging. The server is lagging a bit. Oh god. Yay, okay, the server crashed. Anyways, what I was saying, if we have a redstone block, and if we just forcefully activate the 7, yeah, okay, it activates these note blocks, and then this piston will push up a block, making these beacons activate and shoot lasers into the sky. So Yeah, there we go. That's how the robber works. And okay, I thought I was gonna get kicked again. It kind of lagged a bit. So these beacons should deactivate soon. There we go. So now beacons are gone. Annoying noise is gone. And yeah, that is basically how the dice work. It's just a little decoder thing, a randomizer, and a few little signal strength bits. If I say it's simple, and people in the comments are going to be like, oh, it's so simple. No, it's not so complicated. Okay, anyways, now let's go over and explain what these giant 7th segment display things are. So these are your point counters and also contain basically what you need to start the game. So we have your starting settlements. You have 2 settlements to start with, and you also have 2 roads to start with, and you also have a kind of key card system, and this is for the shop, so you can use the shop and get the right colors. And basically this is just a normal 7 segment display, but it's just way bigger. And basically what this red circuit is made by Sacred Redstone, and that'll just activate a 3x3 area, so it's just a pixel. And then we just have this piston feed tape over here that will cycle, and then if there's a cauldron, it'll activate that pixel, and then if there isn't a cauldron, which is over here, it will not activate that pixel, and since we're on 0, it just won't activate the first, well, one of them. And yeah, this isn't a 7 segment display, this is controlled pixel by pixel, so if this little feed tape gets messed up, then that's really annoying. But I do have a copy of this feed tape in case it ever breaks in a game. So it just lagged. Why is this server so laggy? It doesn't matter. First it crashes, now it lags on me. And yeah, when you push that button, actually I should probably show it. When you push this button, it will go up by 1. So now we have 1 point. We have 2 points. The way you win is by getting 10 points. So once it goes back to 0, you will win, and it will reset because, you know, it starts at 0, it ends at 0. So there's 4, and now 5, and 6, and there we go, 7, and then 8, and now we have 9. So now we're just going to push it one more time, and a very, very popular song will play. This is your very epic victory song that will play once you win. Really hope the server doesn't lag, otherwise it really ruins the effect. Okay. Oh my god, it's lagging. Oh, okay, yeah, but normally when the server isn't lagging, that will play at normal speed, and that's your very epic victory song. I don't think I need to tell you where it comes from. And how we control when this song plays, we have this little counter here I used in my Nim AI video, and it was made by Melon BP, and it basically is just a counter. When this gets pushed 10 times, it will activate and it will reset itself. So yeah, that is the 7 segment display. It's just a really easy 7 segment display, and it just does stuff. So a big part of Catan is obviously the item gathering and the resources and the trading. That's kind of like what the whole game is based on. So let's say you rolled your 5 happens to be orange, and you happen to have a settlement next to a brick hex with an orange 5 in the middle as its rarity value thing, and yay, you're gonna get your bricks. So what you do, you take your redstone torch and you put that redstone torch in this corner, and you get your brick back, and if you can catch it, it's just another minigame in the minigame. You gotta catch your materials. Oh no, what happened? All the lamps have turned off. You gotta reset the system, so you just put your torch again, and all the lamps will be turned on. Yay, so fun. So now, another part, well, I mean, you could also get whatever. Let's see, you want wheat? You got wheat, so now you have wheat and brick, if you can collect the wheat. There we go, wheat and brick, and now you just have to reset the system again. And there we go, should turn back on. And let's see one more time, you get wool. Come on, catch it, there we go. Now we have wool, wheat, and brick, and you can actually put the torch wherever else you want. So put the torch on the wood part, and everything will reset. There we go. It's so easy peasy simple. But also in Catan, you also have a 4-to-1 trade. So you can trade 4 materials, and they have to be the same materials, for 1 other material. So let's just duplicate this wool, and we're gonna chuck 4 pieces of wool in this trade thing over here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And once we've chucked in 4 wool, all of these lamps will turn off. So now we can select one of these things to trade for. So let's say we want some brick. We put the torch there. All the lamps will turn on again. And now we just wait for the brick to come out of this dispenser over here. So we just wait a bit. It takes a little while. So once this lamp comes on, that means the brick will come out. And there you go. There is your brick coming out like that. So this works totally 100% of the time. So let's do another trade. So let's put in wheat this time. So we go 1, 2, 3, and 4. The lamps will turn off again. There we go. And now we can, let's get some wood this time. The lamps will turn back on. We'll wait over here for our wood to come out of the system. And it's gonna come out any second. There we go. We have gotten our wood. And this is probably the most complicated system out of the whole game. Well, probably the second most complicated. So yeah, this redstone looks really complicated and messy, and it took a lot to develop this, and it does sometimes break because of server lag, and there's lots of hoppers and observer updates that have to go places, so it's kind of a unreliable system if there's server lag. So yeah, and there's also a lot of people on, so it doesn't matter. So these little cube piston contraptions here, those are the torch keys, and those will just give you the item. So it will go through here, go through this block, and it will dispense this thing over here. But because of the way the 4-to-1 trade works, and it doesn't let you get 2 of the same item, all of these pistons will retract. And I also made this little indicator, so this piston will also be activated. It will retract the redstone block, and it will turn off the redstone lamp, indicating that the shop is like deactivated. And then you can just reactivate it, because it works from every single thing to reactivate the lamps because of the way the 4-to-1 trade works. And then that way, all these pistons will go in front again. Also, these pistons will push the redstone blocks, and then the signal goes through in case you want to get another item. So now let's see how the 4-to-1 trade works, and that is this giant behemoth contraption here. It's really messy. So when we put in our 4 items, so let's put in 4 wool, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. All the lamps will turn off like that, and all of these pistons here will extend and spit out their blocks, and we just have a lot of observers going places. And what these observers do is also, when you activate these torch keys, it sends out a second pulse going down over here, and it will go into a corresponding block. So if we go here, it will go into brick. So this signal, we follow it, goes into the block. That will activate the dispenser with brick in it. And also it will reset the system by activating probably a second observer somewhere, and these pistons will retract their blocks again. And also when you activate those pistons, it will send a pulse over here to this piston with an observer. All of these pistons will retract, so you can no longer get like 2 items and cheat. And then once it resets, that piston activates and all of these will go. But also when you get an item in general, all these pistons retract because of the way the trade works. So if we just select brick over here, sometimes server lag does like want to murder it. So we're going to make sure it does get dispensed. So let's just fill it completely. So this is completely filled, so if an item gets dispensed, we'll know, and if it doesn't, we will know too. So put that there, and let's see, did an item get dispensed? Yes, it did, and that will go into this hopper, and it probably already got dispensed. Yeah, so you just saw that. So basically it will follow through this hopper line. You have this little item elevator, travels over here, and then it will go over here to this dispenser. We also have a little auto dispensing thing. It will detect the item in the hopper and then power this, and because there's a lamp in front of it, it will also turn on the lamp. So the brick should be in front over here, and that is how the 4-to-1 trade thing works. Now in the showcase thing, because I had shaders on, and shaders does not think night vision exists, you didn't get to see what was under the actual board game. I did show an individual hex, but it didn't look as cool. But just imagine that individual hex, but in a network of hexes like this. So there are a few circuits over here, and might as well go over how building works. So let's just take all of this away and go to one of our team colors. So let's go to orange. Let's get some settlements and some roads. So how this works is, I mentioned before that all of these white spots are where you can put settlements, or where you're allowed to. So you just put settlements by putting a little tower like that, and now you get to get materials from the 3 adjacent tiles. But this tile doesn't give you anything. That's kind of like the no man's land. But I turned that no man's land into the shopping area, so we can put a settlement over here. There we go. And if you want to build roads, basically what you do is you push the button on the segment you want. So this button will activate this whole diagonal segment like this. We push it. The pistons will come up indicating what blocks to put your road on, and you can just put your road, and you can also put it on the button if you just crouch and put the carpet on. So now you have a road coming from your settlement, and you do start with 2 roads. So let's just put another road over here, because why not? And we can put our road over here like that, and not put it anywhere else. There we go. So there is your road, there is your settlement, and that's basically how you build things. And it is pretty noticeable, to be honest. So like, you can see this orange very clearly. You could probably see the other colors very clearly because it's kind of really vibrant against these kind of naturey colors. And how you reset the game, how you get rid of these roads, because manually breaking them, that's really boring. You can just break this like that, and if we just look under here, you will see this giant yellow network connected to some upwards pistons like that. And if we push a button over here on the red dice, on the red die actually, we push a button here, it says reset roads. We push it, and then all the roads will be reset, and those 2 will be gone. And all you have to do is just take the carpet away from the button like that. And how that works is, if we just take a look under this giant hexagon over here, each of these road segments has sort of this little circuit with a normal piston. This is a normal piston with a redstone block, and it will activate this hopper, updating these pistons, and all of these will spit out their blocks. And the only way to reset it is if this redstone block here gets pushed back up like that. We also have diagonal versions, just really easy. Piston gets pushed down, updates this observer chain, and all of these spit out their blocks. And then this thing over here, I actually kind of used a really cool design. So you're like, how does that even work? So we push that button, that block extends, and this is a vertically wireless redstone system. It was made by Razeworks. It's pretty cool. Basically, it will cover this little nighttime sensor, and that will send a pulse going through this line over here, and it'll activate all of these pistons that are connected to the yellow wire, and that's how the roads get reset. Also, you may be wondering, what are these little cyan blocks of stuff? And that is the randomizer for where are these things? These little color indicator number things. And you start the game by randomizing it, putting it all over the board. So that is what this button is for. We have the same wireless redstone system. We push the button. This is going to cause a little bit of lag, and that's why they're in boxes, so they don't cause lighting updates. So we push the button, and all of these things will get retracted. Well, okay, yeah, they all do. There we go. This is going to cause a little bit of lag. Some of them have already selected a different color, and some of them are cycling through. So we just look around. This does take a little while. Sometimes you get unlucky and it just goes on forever and ever. So some of them have been selected. Let's see this one, if it gets selected. So basically it's just a piston feed tape that goes round and round, and then there's a randomizer that pushes up that piston over there and pushes the block up. Also stops the cycle of the piston feed tape. So let's see if there's any other ones that have selected. Let's see, we got gray, we have yellow over here, we have magenta, more blue. There seems to be a lot of blue right now. We have gray. We still have one getting randomized here. It does take a while if you're unlucky. So that one has finally chosen, and it is chosen purple. So let's see. Come on. Anything? This one hasn't. No, yeah, it has been selected. Has that one? I think they're all selected. So yeah, now we have new colors and new tiles. So that used to be orange, but now it is yellow. And that's why I kind of want to put the robber piece, when you do get the robber, you put it on the colored thing. So kind of indicates, oh no, no colors, no fun stuff. And this is an item that goes in an item frame, so it is actually a diamond sword. Yeah, it's a diamond sword. It's actually just a top hat. Boom. Robber piece, and it goes on your thing. Oh no, your little hex has been disabled. No more wool for you. So yeah, that is how the hexes work, and I'm pretty sure that's all the things in the hexes. But I actually need to show the actual piston V-tape mechanism. Some of them have blocks around them, some of them don't, because I was too lazy to put them around all of them. So this is the system over here. So basically how it works, this will get activated, and it will activate this loop of observers. So there's like an observer loop, and it will power all of these pistons, and it will spin the piston V-tape going round and round. And then over here we have a randomizer with one non-stackable item. When the non-stackable item gets dispensed, this repeater will activate, and then it will activate this observer here, and it will pulse that piston up, and it will stop, it will break the cycle, and this thing will stop automatically. And why is there a block here? Probably world edited this somewhere. So yeah, this is pretty simple. Oh my god, I keep calling things simple, then people are gonna get mad at me. But yeah, it's just a piston V-tape, and it has a randomizer that activates this piston here. So I think that's everything for the hexes, and there's one more thing. The most complicated, that was the second most complicated thing, that shop. But we have one more thing, which is this shop. This video is going to be really long. It's already 14 minutes. Okay. So this is the item shop. So this is what it looks like. Looks pretty cool. I built this house myself, and then Void Developer added these trapdoors to make it look a little nicer. So we have our development cards over here. I also have a bunch of books that explain what they are, because someone might lose them. I also have development card, the price over here. We go around, we have city, and then we have 3 wheat, 3 ore, you know, it gives you 2 victory points like that. And so let's just get some materials and show you how the trading works. Also, we need one of these blocks. This is finally what these little blocks are for. So if we just get white, and we just get some materials over here, so got all of our items, so we can start trading. So the simplest one of these shops is the development cards, because it's the only one that isn't color specific. So it costs 1 ore, 1 wool, and 1 wheat. So we're gonna put 1 ore, 1 wheat, and 1 wool. And then we'll get a development card dispensed. There we go, come on. So we got Monopoly. There are different type of development cards. There's night cards, Year of Plenty, and it's all just decided by a dispenser with all of the different cards inside, and just randomly dispenses one of them. So that is development cards, so that's how that works. And then you have stuff like cities, settlements, and roads. So they all work the same way, except one has like more items. So let's start with roads, since it has the least amount of items. So the first thing you do is put in what color of road you want. So let's just put in white for this example. And then we're gonna wait for our key to come out of the floor. So there we go. And then we just pay for our road. So we're gonna put our 1 brick and our 1 wood. So 1 brick and 1 wood. And now we're just gonna wait for the road to pop out, and there we go. This one is probably the fastest one. Like, the other ones are pretty slow because they require more items and stuff. And I did this one first, so it is the smallest. So let's just look at the next one, and we did development cards already. And the next one is a city, so we're gonna put in our color first, like we did for the other one. So let's put in blue this time. And then we're gonna wait for our blue to come out of the floor again. There we go. And now we're going to put our 2 wheat and 3 ore. So we're going to put 1, 2 wheat and 1, 2, 3 ore. And now we're going to wait for our city to come out of the ground. So we'll just wait a little bit. And there we go. We have our city. So instead of concrete powder, we just replace that with our terracotta. So the last thing is the settlements, and this one was probably the most annoying since it had the most items. So first, we did orange. No, we didn't do orange. So let's do orange. So we're gonna put orange in here, and orange is gonna come out of the ground. So there we go. We got orange right away. So now we need 1 brick, 1 wood, 1 wool, and 1 wheat. So 1 brick, 1 wood, let's see, wool and wheat, so wool and wheat, and you can put it in like as fast as you want, so we can just go like that. And now we are going to get our settlement from the ground again, so we're just gonna wait a little bit. And there we go. Oh, did we get it? Yep, we got our settlement right there. So that is basically how the shops work. Now this one was the most complicated. I said that one was the second most complicated, but this one was really, really hard. So I basically had to, all this cyan you see here are the item shop things. So I'm just gonna explain how they work. So they all do the same thing, but they do it differently because I was running out of space and I had to just stretch out everywhere. So let's look at the road one since it's the most compact looking and it looks the neatest. So I basically had to make a system that would, 1, take multiple different items for the payment, and 2, it needed to be a selectable system. So the reason why you put in your payment first is because, well, not your payment, your key card thing first, is because when you pay, it just automatically activates this line of repeaters, activating absolutely nothing. So you just pay for nothing. And this is just a manual test, okay? So basically how it works, you put in your block that you want, and because none of these item filter, well, yeah, these ones have blocks. So you put your blocks in, they go through your the item filter, whichever block you have. So let's say we had blue. It will go through here, and it will activate that corresponding piston, and it will spit its block up. And it will also go into this hopper line you see here, and it will make its way to this dropper vader, and then that will make its way into this dropper, and that will just spew out the top like that. So then, once you do that, once your piston is selected, we have this AND gate over here. So whenever you activate one of these, so this is the brick and the wheat, well, not the wheat, the wood. So it will activate this note block, update this piston, push out its observer, and then this will retract its cauldron. And then when both of these are down, these pistons will retract this observer, activating this piece of redstone. These pistons will spit out their cauldrons again, and then this will also reset. So wait, no, first it goes over here and then into this section, and then it will activate all of these repeaters, and whichever block it's going through, it will activate that corresponding dropper with the corresponding color. And then a few ticks later, it will activate these 4-tick repeaters, which will retract all of these blocks, so then it will clear the selection and reset the whole system. And that's basically how it works. And then you have all of these. They basically do the same thing, except all the redstone is everywhere and stuff. So there's the AND gate. We had to make bigger AND gates. There's the reset over there. It's just all over the place. And then for the development cards, we basically did the same thing, but without the item selector thing. So we just did the payment system part with the multiple items. So I think, is that all the redstone to the Catan game? I'm pretty sure that is all the redstone to this Catan game. We went through the shops, the hexes, that part, this part, everything part. So yeah, this was probably the boring part of the video, or maybe it was the interesting part where you learned how redstone works and stuff. Oh wait, I totally forgot one more thing. Also, if you played Catan, you know that there are achievements like longest road and the largest army. And if you notice below my button, we did have a shulker box. It has the achievements, so gives an explanation of them right there. And we also have the 2 achievement cards over here. So there we go. There's the achievement cards. It's nothing special because like didn't really need anything special. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this Catan project thing. I don't know if a world download is coming. Currently there are no admins on, so I can't beg for a schematic just yet. So I'll make a world download. I'll announce it in whatever video comes next, or whatever video comes out and I have a world download, and then I'll put it in the description once I do have it. But if you want to play this game right now as it is, you can join it at synergyserver.net, and then you go to my third plot by doing /ph and my gamer tag, and I'm the dirt person. There, I'm third. Can you see me? Look, I'm third. I'm Underbella333. Just do PH and my gamer tag, and you can come on to my plot. and play Catan if I'm on, or if any other people are on. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this thing, and also coincidentally this video came out when I had 500 subs, so I guess this is also my 500 sub special. Now this video is probably like half an hour long, so I'm just gonna say subscribe to PewDiePie. Okay, goodbye.